Hey, what is going on, guys? It is your boy Tropical Habs back here for a brand new YouTube video about the Montreal Canadiens. Today we're gonna go back to a trade that happened almost 5 or 6 years ago for the Montreal Canadiens, back when Marc Bergevin was still the GM of the team. But before getting into the details of what the trade is and what's going on with that video, I invite you guys to please hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. I'm one of the fastest Habs reporter on YouTube. I make reviews an hour after the game. I make videos every time a trade happens. So if you want to be updated with everything that's going on with the Montreal Canadiens, I invite you guys to subscribe and turn on post notification, as well as the like button. If you guys could smash the like button, let's try and get 50 likes on this video. That would be amazing. So yeah, let's get back into the subject of the video. So yeah, today we're gonna go back in 2017, where the Montreal Canadiens decided to trade their first round pick in the 2016 NHL entry draft, 9th overall Russian defenseman Mikhail Sergachev, for a young promising Quebec forward in Jonathan Drouin. In that year, Mikhail Sergachev came out of a year with the Spitfires of Windsor in the OHL with 43 points in 50 games as a defenseman. During that time, Jonathan Drouin had his best career season, in my opinion, with 21 goals, 32 assists for 53 points. He was really dominant in that season. He looked comfortable on the ice, and he looked like he might have started breaking out into the player he was supposed to be. And in a random day of June, Marc Bergevin decided to go on and trade Mikhail Sergachev, who was the #1 prospect of the team at that moment, for Jonathan Drouin, and it turned out to be a really bad bet for the ex-GM of the Canadiens, in a trade that might be his worst trade as the Montreal Canadiens general manager. I mean, when you look at what Jonathan Drouin has become compared to what Mikhail Sergachev is doing right now with the Tampa Bay Lightning, I mean, this year Mikhail Sergachev has started to completely break out, even though he was already a really good defenseman. He has now 17 points in 17 games with the Tampa Bay Lightning, even though the Tampa Bay Lightning hasn't been performing at the top of what they were supposed to be. 4 goals, 13 assists. He's a +0, 20 penalty minutes is a really good for a defenseman who is still only 24 years old. I mean, the guy's not even in his prime yet, and he already has 2 Stanley Cup, and he has really performed good so far in his career with the Tampa Bay Lightning. At 6'1", 217 pounds, he's a really big defenseman that is really good defensively and offensively, and that can also have a physical presence on the ice. It's not a hot take to think that Mikhail Sergachev might be winning a Norris Trophy in the next couple of years in the prime of his career. Even this year, with the way he's been playing, if he continues to play like that, he might even be in the finalist of that Norris Trophy, because he's already close to half his best total in points in his career at 40 in his rookie season, in only 17 games right now with 17 points. Jonathan Drouin, him, is struggling a lot, but I mean a lot, to even keep his place in the Montreal Canadiens lineup. He got scratched 2 times this year, and he wasn't even on the starting lineup squad in opening night in Montreal. He only has 4 points in 12 games this season, and his best season in Montreal was his first year with the club in 2017-18 with 46 points in 77 games, which is not even as good as his last season with the Tampa Bay Lightning, where he recorded 21 goals and 53 points. And right now, Jonathan Drouin has been struggling the last 3 years with injuries, not even playing a total of 82 games in the last 4 seasons. Jonathan Drouin now at almost 28 years old. I think we're ready to say that he is a flop, and that was one of the worst trades in Habs' recent history. Just imagine how things could have been different a couple of years back when the Montreal Canadiens were facing the Tampa Bay Lightning in the final. Just swap Sergachev for Drouin, and I'm sure that the Canadiens would have been a lot more competitive in that final. Drouin was absent due to mental illness issues, and Mikhail Sergachev was one of the top defensemen for the Tampa Bay Lightning. Do you think the Canadiens would have been able to beat the Tampa Bay Lightning if they had Mikhail Sergachev in the lineup? Tell me in the comments below. It's been your boy Tropical Habs, and I'll see y'all later in another video. Bye bye.